Hello, I am Mal, and this is Wasteland 2. For those of you that are unfamiliar with Wasteland 2, it's a post-apocalyptic role-playing game with tactical turn-based combat. So, what does that mean? Well, think of the movie, if you have no experience with Wasteland 2 or Fallout, think of the movie Mad Max and then combine it with the game XCOM Enemy Within, and you have a rough idea of what you would see in Wasteland. Alright, for those of you that are familiar with Wasteland 2, then this won't be any shocker to you to see the create a character screen. Now you have a group of 4 that hasn't changed, so you can have 4 characters, 4 rangers, and you can have 3 non-player characters in your group for a total of 7. So 4 that you directly control, and then 3 that will follow you around, and then based on your charisma and leadership skill, that kind of dictates whether or not they actually listen to your commands when you get into combat. But we'll get into that in a second. Okay, I'm going to create one character in detail, my main character, and then the other 3 I'll create and show you as well, but I'm going to make some cuts in the video and just show you a recap of what I do with those 3. Alright, so let's start with the first one. We still have the classic system for the main attribute point, so CLASSIC, so coordination, luck, awareness, strength, speed, intelligence, and charisma. Now, in the beta, it wasn't nearly as detailed, so in addition to things looking a lot cleaner, the direct impact of each, what I'd like to call pip or point in an attribute, plus or minus, is told to you by the game. Okay, so if we go down a point, it will tell us what it costs you in terms of impact to your character. So like if you took away strength, you're going to lose the maximum carry weight, you're going to lose an action point, critical to hit, base constitution, and constitution per level. And every stat will give you this information as you go, which I think is extremely helpful. If you have a stat highlighted, like in this instance, I'm going to highlight coordination, then you can see down below in the derived stats, what gets highlighted is action points and range hit bonus. It gives you detailed information in the center here, but it just highlights it at the bottom. If I click on awareness down here, it shows me derived stats are combat initiative and chance to hit, so on and so forth. So it's pretty intuitive. Same thing with the skills. If you hover over a skill, it'll tell you in the center what it is, and it'll give you an approximate challenge versus a target. So as you can see here, if I had, say, a level 6 Animal Whisperer, and I was challenging a level 1 through 3 target, I'd have a 100% chance of success. So that kind of gives you an idea when you're starting off of where you want to be. With combat skills, it gives you a base chance to hit. So, like if I grab, there, 2 assault rifles, it gives me plus 33% base chance to hit, and a plus 8% chance for critical hit. Alright, so let's do my leader character. There's 4 roles that I want you guys to be concerned with, and those 4 roles are the leader, the rogue, the doctor, and the sniper. Now, the reason I'm talking in roles instead of just skills is that, there is no perfect setup in my opinion, but these roles are important. So right now I'm making the quote-unquote leader. And I'm going to give him a 5 coordination, a 2 luck, 3 awareness, 2 strength is fine. Let's see. Speed I think I'll probably drop as well. We'll see here. Yeah, I'm going to drop speed 1 as well, because I want a 10 charisma. Now why? Well, let me show you why. Because every single level of charisma gives you plus 2 meters or 1 meter to your leadership bonus range. So how far out people can be from the leader and still receive the bonus of leadership skill, which is pretty important. And you get additional percentage of XP, of experience per rank, on every activity that you do. Meaning that whoever your leader is will typically be much further along in level and or rank, since they're connected in this game, than any of your other characters. Now that's important to me because they have to carry quite a few skills and be good at them. And it makes sense that your highest ranked person would be leading the group, right? Makes sense, highest rank, leading the group. So key skills here are going to be leadership. It's going to be the single most important skill that they can have, in my opinion. And where are you? Oh, down here in general skills. Alright. So, 5% chance of a follower reduces their chance of basically ignoring your orders. Okay? They each have, every NPC, the 3 extra people that you can pick up in your group, they're going to have a rogue chance. A chance to just, go rogue and do what they want to do on their own. If you have a higher leadership score, that reduces the chance of them doing that. The other really big benefit to leadership, however, is the increase that it allows to hit. See this increase nearby allies chance hit by 4%? Especially at low levels, and this still scales really well. Having a higher leadership score is one of the most powerful things that you could have in your group. I'm going to go ahead and start with a 2. And then the other key skills that the leader has with this charisma-based build are going to be these skills. Hard ass, kiss ass, smart ass, barter's a fairly charismatic based skill as well. But I'm going to focus right now on just picking up 2 points of kiss ass. And I'm going to pick up 2 points of assault rifle. Don't have many points to start with, so that's all I can do. So I can do a little bit of combat, I can sweet talk people a little bit with kiss ass, and I have some decent leadership. So that's what I'm going to start with. It's also important to note that Charisma also has a team-based lock-in, which is that if you encounter a certain non-player character that you want to recruit, it's going to do a back-end check against the total charisma of the group, as I understand it. And if you don't have a high enough charisma value as a group, the person may not be recruitable. So that's another reason why I want to have a high charisma on my leader, because I don't know how charismatic my other rangers are going to be. Well, I do, but what I'm saying is they probably aren't going to be all that friendly. Okay, let's see. Let me continue. This has changed quite a bit. There's more portraits to use. We'll switch to male. There's more portraits to use. There's actually a size of your character that you can choose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 sizes. I'm just gonna, I think the default's 2, which is fine with me. I'm gonna be Mal. Big surprise there, I'm sure. Evelyn. Let's try that the correct way. There we go. And I'm gonna be older. We'll make it 37. He'll be atheist is fine. He smokes coffin nails. Now, ethnic, I can't say it. The ethnic backgrounds that are available, African American, Arabic, Asian, they actually expanded these. I guess from feedback in the first game they only had like 5 in the original Wasteland, but it's cool. I mean, I have absolutely no issue with it being added. So, alright. Let's see. Team leader. Desert Ranger. There we go. Alright, now, let's take a look here what we can get. I want a hat. Not that hat. Yeah, I want that hat. And a beard. I want a beard. Come on. Give me a beard. There we go. And something that looks kind of cool on the torso here. That looks kind of cool. Is that a Ranger star right there? I can't tell what the heck that is. Yeah, it looks alright. Let's change the legs a little bit though. Yeah, it looks... actually, I don't like the torso that much. That looks okay. Let's try getting him a pack of some kind here. That looks kind of cool. Alright, I'm gonna go with that. And then you can change the sky to different colors, give it a little bit of a theme there. And then instead of using one of these, you can actually use your character right here and just say take a new snapshot. Bam! That's right. And there we go. That's my first guy. Malevolent. The leader. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and create the others. I'm going to create, again, the rogue, the combat medic or doctor, and I'm also going to create the sniper. So I'll create each one, then I'll cut back into the video to show you what stats and stuff I chose, alright? Alright, so here's the rogue or thief type character. You can see the stats I took: 9 coordination, 4 luck, 4 awareness, 3 strength, 2 speed, 4 intelligence, and 2 charisma. Now, the key skills here are skills like alarm disarm, lockpick, safe cracking, perception, and demolitions. Demolitions is primarily used to disarm traps. So ultimately I'm going to want to pick up all those skills. For starter, however, I picked up 1 perception, 1 safe crack, 2 lockpicking. Okay. Now, the other thing I wanted to note is that I went for a 4 intelligence. I'm going to do this on pretty much every character, I think. It gives you 3 skill points per level, which is very, very useful. And it only costs you now, which is different from the beta, it only costs you 1 attribute point to tick up high enough to get that. So, yeah, I think it's worth it. So, just something you may want to do as well. Alright, moving on to the next character. Oh, let me select this real quick. Okay, that works. Change the sky a little bit for him. That works. Alright. So now we have our leader and our rogue. Now I'm going to make the doctor. Okay, and here's the stats for our combat medic or doctor. I've played a lot of Wasteland 2. I've experimented with a lot of builds, so when I did this, I did it mostly for flavor originally, but it worked out pretty well. So actually giving the doctor, high strength and high intelligence with the ability to be a melee combatant, so go in and just use like brawling, getting close and just beat people up. It's nice to have some people in the group that do that, because obviously just beating people up doesn't cost you any ammo. So it's incredibly useful. As a secondary, some people have done builds around making it a primary, but as a secondary especially, it's useful. In the case of the doctor here, though, I'm going to also make her the heavy weapon specialist. So she'll have a little bit of brawling and heavy weapons to start off, but her primary, of course, is going to be down here in knowledge skills. So a 2 in field medic, which allows you to use different consumables to heal people, and then surgeon, which allows you to basically bring people back from the dead and fix major injuries, so status effects. So you really need both. Don't jump in and just grab field medic thinking you can get by. You really need field medic and surgeon. There is an NPC, by the way, if you go through the agricultural center first, that you can pick up that can be a capable combat doctor. I'd rather have one in the group. That's the reason I dedicate it as one of my 4 roles. Alright. And this is going to be Christy, which is actually one of my medics in XCOM as well. And I'm going to call her Christy the Train, because she hits you like a freight train. I'm actually combining a couple subscribers' names there. Smith. Okay, take a new snapshot. Here, let's change the sky a little bit. Looks good. So now I have leader, rogue, combat medic, or doctor. Make my last person here, which is the sniper. It's also important to note, the sniper is really kind of optional. You do not have to have a sniper. I like it in my build. It helps out, especially early on, but you could probably go without one. Alright, and here is my sniper. Went with a 9 coordination, 3 luck, 6 awareness, 3 strength, 2 speed, 4 intelligence, and 1 charisma. He's not a very friendly guy at all. Now, something that's important to note, like here on awareness, you can see down below it affects your combat initiative as well as your chance to evade. The combat initiative in particular, when you fight, when the sequence is that you go, is pretty important. And so on the sniper, I went ahead and increased that. Generally speaking, though, I start fights with my sniper, so I'm for sure going to get a sniper shot off. I'll show you that in coming episodes when we get into combat, but just something to bear in mind. Your combat initiative is relatively important. If you find you've made this group of powerful rangers, but it seems like you never get to attack and the enemy's always attacking first, you may want to go back and take a look at what you did with your awareness scores. I certainly wouldn't reduce awareness, never below a 3, and whenever possible, raise it higher. Note again, I took a 4 intelligence because I wanted to have additional skill points to spend. So 2 skill points at 3rd, at 4 you get 3. So it's definitely worth it. For skills, I took sniper rifles and submachine guns. Why 2 weapon skills? One's for long range and one's for up close and personal. You can combine your secondary and make it either a melee skill like brawling or bladed weapons or what have you. Or a lot of people choose to use handguns. That way you can fire once with a sniper rifle, switch, and still fire a handgun. I'm going to try submachine guns this time. It's a combo I've been wanting to try out. What will most likely happen is I'll fire the sniper rifle, enemies will come in closer, and then I will swap weapons into my turn, saving some action points for the next turn, and then it'll allow me to take 2 or 3 bursts off of a submachine gun. So it's situational, but I want to test it out. I also took a 2 in weaponsmithing. This is an incredibly important skill. Not only does it allow you to modify the weapons on your team's weapons, but it also allows you to break down weapons you're not going to use and sell the parts. One of the main ways you make money in the game. So this is a skill that you're going to want to pick up, and without spoiling things, what I will say is this is not a skill that you want to rely on an NPC for. You're better served by having this in your group. Okay. Let's see. This is going to be Bruno. Rabbitazel. Vanguard. Kind of combining subscriber names again. It's going to be 22. Let's see here. Let's get him some kind of a hat, face mask. Yeah, that looks cool, actually, since he's a sniper. Sure. That looks pretty cool. Okay, let's see. Sniper / weapons, tech, desert, rangers. Okay, take a new snapshot. And there we have it. So we have leader, rogue, combat medic, sniper. And I'm going to be playing on ranger difficulty. By the way, I did play around a little bit with this. These difficulties are significantly harder than they were in beta. So if you're going to jump up to ranger, be very familiar with the game, or you're going to get your face punched in. And you may get your face punched in anyway, and that might be your thing. So I'm just letting you know. Much faster and smoother load transitions than there was in beta. Like, significantly faster.
What comes after the end? I don't know. Neither did they. They were just an army engineer battalion, constructing roads and bridges deep in the middle of the Arizona nowhere. They didn't know why Armageddon had come. They'd heard radio chatter about an attack on some space-based missile platform. But who had attacked it, or why? No one knew. What they did know is that the politicians and the generals had finally ended the world. Now, everything was gone. They took over a federal prison for a fort, kicked out the convicts, got busy starting from scratch. Maybe it was an act of mercy. Maybe they figured that the prisoners would die out in the harsh new world. Whichever, it came back to bite the engineers in the ass. Cultists, criminals, cannibals. They've been living with the fallout ever since. Good people had survived too, called for help in the night. And those engineers, those common soldiers, could not stand by and see them die. So they came out of their fort, and they helped the survivors defend their homes. And for that, they earned a new name, a proud name, the Desert Rangers. Now, Rangers, I know at times it seems our cause is hopeless. And I know it's hard to say goodbye to a brother in arms. But I want you to know something else. That no Ranger who dies in the line of duty will ever be forgotten. Nor will he have ever died in vain or unavenged. Thank you, recruits.
All right, so this is what happens when you first come into the game, obviously, is that you're at Ace's funeral. Now, Ace was in the first game. He's a veteran ranger. He's been killed, and General Vargas, the commander of the Rangers, actually sends you out to find out what happened to Ace, and also recover the radio, ultimately recover the radio repeaters that he had, which was Ace's mission.
I appreciate you coming to Captain Ace's retirement party when you hardly knew the man.
Yes, yes. How did he die?
He's been trying to locate a faint radio signal, which has lately been giving us cause for concern. We gave him 3 repeater units and sent him to hook them up to 3 remote radio towers.
Alright, so I'm just going to go through this dialogue and sort of click away. He's essentially saying that Ace...
I know. The mission is this. Ace's death
Yes.
and it will be. Yes, call.
Ranger Citadel area. Okay, radio tower. Great.
There you go.
Okay, so essentially what he's told us is that Ace died while he was trying to install one of these repeaters. So he wants us to go out, investigate further, get the repeaters, and essentially take over his mission at the same time, further investigate Ace's death, but there'll be time for vengeance later. It's more important to handle the current business of getting these radio repeaters and increasing the range at which the Rangers can talk to people in the waste. Alright, so goodbye, General. And of course, as raw green recruits, you would send us out to do this. I mean, that makes perfect sense. Okay, a couple of things here that I'm going to note that are changes from the beta. First off, we have this here, headshot. So you can take an aim shot, 200% increase to damage, so double damage, but minus 40% to hit. It also increases the attack cost by 2 AP. So I'll get into that more when we get into a fight, but everything has, as you can see here, like AP4. That's to fire this M1 assault rifle one time. Everything has an AP value, an action point value. Alright, let's grab this shovel. go into our inventory, and we're going to right-click and say Add to Hotkey. Now you can see it shows up right here. You can hotkey items, including quest items. You can also hotkey consumables, like example right here, pain relievers. It's a quick way to patch yourself up in the middle of combat without using your combat medic. Let's go ahead and get perception up. Go over here and have a brief conversation with the guard. They won't let us into the Ranger Citadel yet because we haven't proven ourselves. I'm going to try to... Oh, hold on here, I'll show you. Down here at the bottom, you can see that there are these different... one's like a diamond, one's like an oval. This comes up as a social skill, so using one of these, smartass, hardass, or kissass, special responses. So we're going to go ahead and say, oh, but he ordered us to let us in. He's going to say, yeah, that's not going to happen. But he's going to tell us he's got something we might be interested in. We're going to say yes. And we promise we won't tell him that he's giving us this out of the armory. Mississippi Mule, right here, which is basically a handgun, but uses shotgun shells. We're not going to use it directly because we don't have anyone with shotgun skill. I found shotgun skills to be pretty underwhelming in the beta. I may attempt at some point to try them out, but not on this first run-through. What I am going to do is come up here. I'm going to sell. I'll just go through all this dialogue here real quick. It's not stuff that you immediately need to know. So, it's basically just telling you about different people that are inside the Ranger Citadel, but we'll get to know them better as the campaign goes along. So we'll trade real quick. And we're going to sell that Mississippi Mule and the ammo, because we don't need it. Let's see, is there anything else we can get rid of? Yeah, we can get rid of one of these pipe bombs. We don't need both of them right now. Okay, what we do need, however, is some ammo. So I need some 38 caliber. So we'll buy, I don't know, 20 rounds of that. Can I afford that? Yeah, I can. Okay. So we'll trade for that. And then I need some more 5.56, whatever I can get of that. Because that's what my primary weapons use right now on most of my characters. Now there's going to be people, you'll see, I guarantee you, in the comments disagreeing with my weapon choices. Saying that it's a mistake to have more than one person with assault rifle skill. In this case I actually have several. Simply because it's too hard to maintain them having ammunition. It will be more challenging, there's no doubt. Having two characters, plus I'll also have some NPCs that use that skill. It will be a challenge, but ultimately, to me, it's worth it. The assault rifles are just overall, all-around better weapon, in my opinion. And so it's worth it to me. There's a place right here, a little spigot to fill up your canteens. So make sure you do that before you head out. You could goof around with this goat. If you've got Animal Whisperer, you can get him to move that can and might be able to get some loot or something if I recall correctly. You can come over here. This guy's bitching about this graffiti on the wall, which I'm not too concerned about. However, I am going to dig this up, whatever it is. Might get some free loot. Okay, indeed I did. And before we head out into the wastes, which we're actually not going to do in this episode, that'll be the next one, but before we do, or before you do, you're going to want to go, if this is the exit, you're going to want to head over here to the left. Not only is there stuff to pick up, but you can have a conversation here with Angela, who is Ace's friend, I guess, if you want to call it that.
God damn it, Ace. You never should have put down the wrench and picked up the gun.
Alright, let's grab this. Got a couple more things to sell, which I'll do in between episodes off camera. Let's grab Angela. Now, she's going to proceed to tell you about essentially what happened in the first game. She'll talk to you about different settlements. She'll talk to you about different characters, including Ace. And then after you've gone through all of this dialogue with her, she will ultimately say, I don't care about my orders, I'm willing to go with you. And that's definitely something you're going to want to do. Don't leave without her. It's sort of silly. Now, don't get concerned if you get to the end of this conversation like I just did and she hasn't offered. When you say goodbye...
Listen. So, well, I know it's going against orders, but if you let me tag along and be in at the kill, well, I'll help.
Yeah, okay. So you just say yes and have her join the group. Now, why do you want her?
No need to tell Vargas why I joined you.
This is why.
Anybody asks, I'm just helping you get oriented.
Level
Right?
14 Tech Sergeant against your level 1. Okay, and then when you look at her skills, assault rifles of 6, yeah, she's pretty awesome. So you definitely want to recruit her before you leave. Now, notice I mentioned this earlier in the video. Rogue chance 10%. My leadership modifier of 5% per level. I have 2 levels of leadership. So now she has a total rogue chance of 10%. So when we're in combat, she has a 10% chance of just doing whatever she wants to do. We'll remedy that as quickly as we can, but just something to note. Let's put this in as her secondary weapon. Alright. Come on, let's go. Oh, camera, by the way, basic movement. Zoom in and out using the mouse wheel. You can hold down the right mouse button to move left and right, or you can hit the Q or E key to turn a fixed amount. I get those questions a lot, so I figure I better cover it. And I think that's about all we're going to cover in this first episode, because I don't want it to get too long. So I'll sell some stuff and move some things around in the inventory before the next episode, and then we will head out. We'll head out into the waste, and we'll head to the radio tower. So I hope you enjoyed this first episode of Wasteland 2's release build, and that you join me for the continuing adventures of Malevolent and crew. And if you do like this, folks, please do consider giving me a like. It really helps out, especially in a new series. So if you could do that, I'd greatly appreciate it. I look forward to your comments and feedback as always. Thanks so much for watching. And until next time, I'm Mal, and I will see you later.